There's not just that picture, and I must have deleted. There's not just that picture, and I must have deleted. There's not just that picture, and I must have deleted. There's not just that picture, and I must have deleted. not just that. And I must have deleted.
All right, let's see who's all on here. Hey guys. Wow. Yeah, we've got a pretty good crowd already. Phyllis, I see you were the first one on there. Sandra, Robert, Patrick, good to see you. Patty, you made it. Hey. Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm sure everyone else they'll drift in. I hope everyone's having a good evening, and I don't know if you're having any of these storms that are passing through. You guys further to the south of us, I know it was a pretty huge, long line of storms. I think it reached all the way down into Tennessee from what I saw on the map. JR, good to see you. But funny thing happened, during the storm. I think, what was it, around 5 o'clock, something like that. Apparently, it was going through, and we're sitting down eating dinner, and I'm facing the front door, and we have the door open, just the screen door there, the storm door. And all of a sudden, I catch movement, something flying across my porch past the front door. And here, I'm thinking, what the heck was that? Was that a bird, or someone flew a drone or something across my porch? Well, after dinner, my husband went out and checked. Here, one of the chairs blew over, and a pillow that was on the seat apparently blew off and landed about 30 some feet away out in the driveway. What the heck? And then I was watching a weather report online. Can't remember. It was a new weather report on YouTube. And he was covering Pennsylvania, and he was saying that there were a few possible tornadoes that touched down outside of Pittsburgh. Only EF0, maybe EF1s, nothing. Bat Squatch, buzzing Mary. Hey, Michael. Okay, hopefully there's no glitches. We've been doing really good with this new router and everything, my system. No glitches. Hopefully, knock on wood. All right, tell you what. Hopefully everyone's doing great tonight. Let me know. You guys let me know also if you have any prayer requests, okay? So far, so good with me. Except the house from hell is still fighting back, but that's just an ongoing issue that, oh well. All right, tonight we have, let me give you the announcements. Number one, today is November 20th. It is also Lou and our 20th anniversary, our 20th wedding anniversary today. We married in Beaver County, Pennsylvania 20 years ago in prime Bigfoot country. But it was a beautiful wedding, and we were very blessed all the way around. God blessed us both, I think. And that's an entire other story that I won't get into on here. But, and let's see, November 23rd, Saturday, there is it's called a Paracon, the Paracon. It's going to be held at the Greene County Fairgrounds in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. That's about, let me see, about half an hour or so south of Pittsburgh, off of 79. Phyllis, God blessed you twice. Oh, how beautiful. How beautiful. Whenever he blesses, that's it. He really blesses you. Okay, and at the Greene County Fairgrounds at the Paracon, that's being hosted. Did I write that down? Doggone, I didn't write down who was hosting it. Damon, can't think of his last name, but The poster, there's posts about it in the main group, so you can check the posters. There will be 6 speakers along with vendors. Unfortunately, I will not be one of the vendors. I did not find out about this until today. And the first speaker is Tony Lavorne. He'll be speaking from about 10:15 until 11. And Tony, he'll be talking about UFOs. Great guy. From 11:15 until noon is Christine Saltis. From 12:15 to 1 is Bill Rigby. From 1:15 until 2 is Brian Seach. Hopefully you guys know Brian. If not, Brian is a very good friend of ours. And he is into UFOs, ghosts, cryptids of all kinds. I think right now he is collecting information on orbs or light anomalies and Mothman, Thunderbird sightings, and so on. Along with there's also been a few T-Rex sightings. In fact, there was not a T-Rex, pterodactyl sighting right here in Lawrence County. When was that? About a year ago, which was, wow. From 2:15 until 3 is Kevin Paul. He will most likely speak, let me think. I think he talks about Bigfoot. I'm not certain. Hey, David, good to see you. Who else is in here? Right. Robert. Let me scroll back here because I don't want to miss anyone, because all of you guys, you're all important to me. And I appreciate you all being in here. And number 1, don't forget, hit that thumbs up, okay? Hit that thumbs up. We need that. All right, and if you look in the description box below, you'll see a whole bunch of information along with the link to my book, What I've Learned About Bigfoot, 50 Years and Counting. And that is on Amazon. There's a link to it in the description box below, as well as a couple boxes, a couple links for if you want to donate any gear. It's you can click on the Amazon link, and I have a little wish list on there of things that our organization needs. And as a matter of fact, we are in need of an audio recorder. Mine went kerpooey about a year or so ago, and so I just haven't been doing any audio recording. Let's see, as well as, let me see what else. A couple donation, there's a donation link on there, and a link to our Cafe Press store, and information about our guest speaker, our guest this evening. And as far as I know, I haven't checked, but our guest this evening, he is, I think, fairly new to the group. I'll have to ask him when he joined us. But now let me get on here so I can read this correctly. All right, his name is Mike Sciabarrasi, and hopefully, Mike, I pronounced that correctly, and you can correct me whenever I bring you on. He is an actor, producer, director, and writer. His latest movie is called Unbelievable. It is a comedy about the Buffalo Bills Mafia and 3 generations of a Polish family gathering together to watch the Super Bowl, praying for one Super Bowl win. God bless the Buffalo Bills. He plays the grandfather Murray. He has made horror, sci-fi, drama, and comedies. And he has worked with the Ghost Hunters International. And so he'll be talking a little bit about his experiences in that career, as well as he has had an amazing UFO experience. Let's see. Oh, okay, here. He's worked with, he's produced and done ghost hunting shows with Joe Chin from Ghost Hunters International and worked with Britt Griffith on several movies. He's fascinated with the possibility of cryptids, and he would love to search for them. So we can help him with that. How about it, guys? You think we can help him with searching for Bigfoot and other cryptids? I think we can. Hey, Mike.
Hi. Oh man, I got old. What happened?
Hey, it happens. My birthday's coming up next week, so yeah, I know.
Are you a Scorpio?
No, I'm a Sagittarius.
Mine was November 1st.
Oh, okay.
67.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Thanksgiving Day is my birthday.
Oh, how
And
nice.
it falls on Thanksgiving every so often, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I have to cook on my birthday, but hey, I don't mind. But I will be 69.
Oh my goodness.
And
Certainly don't look it.
oh, thank you.
You either, but that's okay. Don't worry.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to have fun. I am a
We always
person
do.
like myself, and I try to have a little bit of fun. Life isn't all that long, and I have a good time. Let's just put it that way.
Good. Good.
Hi, Patty. Thank you for thanking and welcoming me, Patty Frey. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Let me say, not to take the mic away from you, but hello, everybody. I'm sure you're all over Pennsylvania and probably a lot farther than that.
Yes.
I'm always humbled to be welcomed, into new homes, and thank you very much. It's a very fascinating subject, cryptids and UFOs, and I've had a very interesting journey that was really, I had no idea I was going to take, and I'd love to share that with you. I think you'd find it interesting, and
Yeah.
your viewers would find it interesting as well.
Yeah, please do. Please tell us a little bit about your journey and what you're into, and of course you have to boost your movies. Come on now.
Did I hear you say you were talking about a prayer list earlier?
Yes.
Well, you big points there. I'm really happy to be talking to you because I am I'm a very religious person myself. I don't talk about it, and I believe in God, and God has been good to me on so many occasions, and
Yeah.
it's nice to see like-faced people.
Oh,
I didn't know, we're getting to know each other,
yes.
and still having a little bit of fun talking.
Absolutely. Yeah. God blesses us all wonderfully.
Thank you, and back at you. I am an actor. This is so strange. I studied theater at Studio Arena Theater School in Buffalo, New York. Some great teachers, some greats came out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was, I think it was 1969, whatever that was, I was probably 11, maybe turning 12. A movie director named David Riley from Academy McClarty Productions came in, and he wanted to see the kids and audition the kids that they were teaching because he had a role in a film. And I auditioned, and I got lucky, and I won the role. It took 2 summers of my life because back then the labor laws and that you could not not go to school, and they were, 10-hour days, 10-hour days back then. So it took 2 years, and that was my first movie. That'll give you an idea. Star Trek, the original series, was on TV when I made that movie. So that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I continued to act, and I was very active in music. I'm a pianist, and I played at Melody Fair, which was a big venue in our area. You ask your sister about it. I know she's in Buffalo. She's going to remember Melody Fair. And I met my beautiful wife. I got married, and I wasn't going to take a chance on my family and beginning of a family and continue that road.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a job, and I worked for local government, and nothing really all that interesting, but it was a good career. So I didn't make any more movies until I retired at 55. And when I was 54, they had a movie that they were trying to cast in Buffalo. I think it was called Ombus. It's on TV right now. You can see it everywhere. Ombus, Alien Invasion. And it was a sci-fi movie about an alien invasion and zombie mutants. And it was, really cool movie. And I auditioned for it, and I got it. They needed a writer, so I became a writer, and I even helped. I ended up being an executive producer on the film, and later ended up owning part of the studio, which made some more films. This is out of the blue. So because I made this movie, I got invited to a horror con in Lake George, up in the Adirondacks.
Mm-hmm.
I went with a gun. I'm sitting with John Zappas and all of them. You name it, they were there. I ended up becoming very, very good friends with Joe Chin and a few other people. Gosh, I'm older. It's so hard to remember them all. But Ben Hansen from Faked or Fact, and some of the strangest people in the world are. And you know what? They're the most laid back, religious, fun people you've ever met. These people that they spend the night in places that you cross the street when you walk by it, and they're having a good time. So God bless them. And I ended up in that, and Joe knew that I produced, and I had a chance for him to get into our local history museum, which was rumored to be haunted, and with a wonderful group of paranormal investigators. So I did that with them. We ended up being great friends, and we'd hang out. He'd come to town, and through that came Britt Griffith, who was one of the hardest working guys you'll ever meet in your life. He's from Ghost Hunters, of course.
Yeah.
And he's a very talented actor. So we got to be friends. And it just balloons from there. It's, you meet this one, you meet that one, and it moves on. So I ended up doing some ghost hunting, and a lot of ghost hunting. I shouldn't say that. And cryptids I've always been fascinated with. I went to Lake Champlain with my kids when they were little. I actually had some time off of work. And I says, do you want to go home, or do you want to go to Lake Champlain and look for Champ? Of course, we're going fishing, right? Oh, no, we want to get fish. And we went there, and let me tell you something, man. Them people are in Port Henry. They are dead serious that there's a monster in that lake. And I never doubted them, but they're really adamant and really serious about the existence of a cryptid in that lake. And great people, too. But I've been making movies, a lot of movies since, and
Okay.
I played a werewolf. I played a gravedigger in a Frankenstein version. I played Death in A Grim Becoming, a comedy about a a guy that sees a Grim Reaper taking a soul, and if you see a Grim Reaper taking a soul, you have to become a Grim Reaper, and it's a comedy. He doesn't want to become a Grim Reaper, and it's the comic lengths that he'll go to. And I played Death. I was the lead in that one as well.
Wow.
And so, they started rolling down a little bit. Buffalo got quiet before it got real big in the movie business.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought maybe I'm done. Well, I got to play a priest in a comedy called Rainbow Bridge Motel, which was written by and starred Scott Rubin, who's the longest standing editor of National Lampoon. If you remember National Lampoon.
Oh, yeah.
And then I saw they were making a movie about how crazy Buffalo Bills Mafia are. The people are throwing people through tables and, how nuts we are. And we're nuts. We're absolutely crazy. And I said, oh, darn it, I missed the chance at an audition. And I got a phone call. Oh, gosh. Several weeks later. And he said, hey, Mike, are you still taking roles? I said, yeah. Yeah, why? What you got? And he says, would you like to audition today? And I said, oh, boy, it's got to be that Buffalo Bills thing, So I went to his house and I auditioned. And his auditions are always grueling. I mean, they're not going to be read 3 lines, and they're grueling, and they make you grow. And I love them. He says, okay, I want you to go. He says, I can't tell you right now that you got the role, but don't shave. I said, oh, I got the role. So I went home, and there was the script in my email, and I said, how big is this role? He said, it's the second lead. So here I am at 67. I had to memorize 124 pages, right? I said, what did we film? He said, 4 days. I said, oh my God, So you never know what life and the universe and God has got in store for you.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
And this is going to be a big movie. It's right now being shown in national release all over Miami and LA, and they had a run here at the Galleria, and I think you can still watch it on a pay-per-view basis, but they're moving to sell the movie, and then I'm sure it's going to be everywhere. It's called Unbelievable. Unbillieveable.
Okay. Oh, a play on words. Okay.
I'm
Very cool.
really interested in it, but I truly
Yeah.
love Scott Rubin and Garrett Bruder and the whole the whole
And
crew.
that's about the Buffalo Bills.
Oh my God, what a family. What a family. That's how, you just don't know. You don't know. But
Wow.
talking about cryptids, boy, I haven't given you the time to say a word, have I?
Well, hey, that's all right. Yeah, this is for you. This is all you.
Well, that gave everybody an idea of who I am and what I do.
Yeah. Well, after this, we'll give everyone a chance to ask you questions, just in case.
Absolutely, I'm more than happy to. I've always been fascinated with cryptids, and I've always wanted to believe that there's a bipedal unknown creature out there. And my God, there's so many facets. Is it smart? Is it that shy? Is it really a master at hiding? Is it eating people that go missing and we don't know? There's so much we don't know about it.
Yeah.
And there's those that'll laugh at us. And they'll laugh at you. I know you've had side. They'll laugh, she's great. But you know what? I firmly believe that us that are looking for the Loch Ness Monster and Champ and aliens, Bigfoot and Yetis and whatever else is out there, and black-eyed children and all that, we're all intelligent. And I think that we know so much about, what there is. We don't want to think that that's all there is.
Mhm.
I don't want, there's no mysteries left. I guarantee there's something in that ocean that we don't know about. I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
When you know more about the face of Mars than you do about the bottom of your own ocean, something's waiting down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fascinating. I would love to see Bigfoot. Every time I drove through Pennsylvania, the second time in my life. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And I'm looking, and it's like, oh my goodness, look at. Oh my, was that a city? Yep, it's gone. Now there's more woods and forests and stuff, and there's got to be something there. There's got to be something. There's too many legitimate people that have seen this thing and smelled this thing, and there's something there. And I would love to go. I would love to go and take a look at it for myself. It'd be a great thing to film. My God, that would be a great thing to get some money together and just do a small 2-day, 1-day even serious expedition. Get to know everybody and go out and do an investigation. How fascinating that would be to put on film, and there's got to be different slants at it, other than the hooting. There's so many different ways that you can approach it.
That there absolutely are, and yeah, there have been documentaries done with different organizations and different teams, and everyone has their own separate ways of researching and searching. And I think it also depends on the approach of the filmmaker, where of the producers and so on, because they have, of course, they have the TV shows, Expedition Bigfoot or whatever. I pay no attention to them because unfortunately they're all fake. The Not Finding Bigfoot TV show and yeah, I think it's called Expedition Bigfoot. Correct me, people, if I'm wrong on the name.
Fake?
Oh yeah,
Do you?
I watched 15 minutes.
I don't want to make that judgment on anyone. I really don't.
I watched 15 minutes of the one that's on now and just shook my head and shut it off.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you know your business. Like I say, I don't have the knowledge to make judgments.
It's entertainment.
Great deal of filming and and techniques and ways that you have to handle that when you're in and you've got a positive reaction looking for a ghost and that camera doesn't get it. What do you do?
Yeah, right.
What do you do? Do you let it go or do you reenact it a little bit?
Right.
I mean, you got to think about that. Are you being a phony or are you being honest? But you missed it and you're trying to show the people what happened.
Yeah.
So, you're between a rock and a hard place there.
Yeah. The thing about, Bigfoot research is, and yes, there have been other filmmakers who have come and done documentaries with research organizations. But unfortunately, there's certain calls that cannot be filmed, that they cannot be put on out into the wide world because it's dangerous. If the public starts imitating these calls, it's extreme danger that would be brought to whoever does these calls.
That's very interesting. I never thought of that. So you believe there is a degree of danger in looking for?
I know, as a matter of fact, yes. Yes, absolute. It is dangerous. Every single time I go out, I am absolutely aware that I can be ripped apart at any moment.
Well, they sure don't want to be found, that's for sure.
It depends on the Bigfoot. It honestly depends. The young ones, the teenagers, Oh yeah, they'll come and they'll agitate the humans for their entertainment.
Yeah. Oh,
And just out of boredom, just like any teenager, they get bored and so they make trouble.
that's kids these days. Whether you know, what are you gonna do?
But yeah, you're welcome to come along on any of our campouts.
It's very
Please
nice.
and please do. I happily share at least what little bit of knowledge that I have. I share my experience, and if you want to come, if you want to learn, it's just locations should be kept semi-private. Whenever I take people to a camp out that I open up to the group, that's pretty much public. But there may be little areas nearby that are private, and
Very
again,
gentle. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
absolutely.
Maybe that'll come to be. Who knows?
Yeah. If
We
you're
don't,
into
we don't
camping,
know. Or,
and we don't always camp in Pennsylvania. We go out of state a lot, also.
I have an interesting story I'd love to share with you.
Please, yeah, please do.
Is something that happened to me when I was very young. I was I'm trying to think now. I think I was probably 7 or 8 years old,
Hmm.
and I was in school. And I'll never forget it. I was at North Hill Elementary School, which is Maryvale High School. Hello, if anybody's from Cheektowaga, New York, we call it Cheektowaga. I don't know why. And we were out, little kids. We were just out enjoying. I don't know if you remember. They used to take you out in the school grounds, and you could, run around and play Ring Around the Rosie and whatever you wanted to do. And I remember doing that. And I remember at one point looking and saying to the teacher, "Hey, what is that?" And the teacher said, "Huh?" And turned around and looked at it and froze and said, "I don't know, but I think we should go in now." And probably 15 feet over the goalpost on the football field. So I'm talking, hit it with a rock, was an object that was, I would say, the size of a small school bus. It wasn't like no mothership thing, but it was probably 20 feet long. It was bullet shaped. It was silver. I could see facets to the silver,
Mhm.
almost lines to it. And the center had a dark gray. It was a bullet shape. And it was angled like this, like somebody had fired this out of a cannon, and it stopped. And it was no sound, no nothing. And I remember vividly that there was a fire truck and a policeman. I remember him opening his car door, putting his hand on the door and looking up. I can remember that. And I remember turning around to walk in, and the principal and the janitor was holding the door, and he had a cigarette, the janitor, smoking it. And he's looking at us and looking at it. And I looked up, and every single kid in the school had their face plastered against the window.
Wow.
I said, "Wow." And we walked in, and we were little kids.
Mhm.
Walked in to our class. We all ran to the window, and it was still there, and it was still quiet and everything. And I remember the teacher yelling at, "Come on, eyes forward, eyes forward." And there was no way she could get control. And I remember she slammed her hand on the table and said, "I said eyes forward." And she started crying because she had lost control. And we all looked up at her, and we, sat there like good soldiers at that point. And maybe a minute later, the bell rang, and we got up and we went to the window, and it was gone.
Oh,
It
wow.
never happened. It never happened. So nobody really talked about it.
Really?
I mean, it would be in every paper,
Yeah.
and you know, that's a remarkable thing to see. And you know, I started thinking to myself, my God, was I a kid? Did I imagine this? You know, you
Hmm.
start doubting. First time you saw Bigfoot, don't tell me you didn't doubt yourself, because you know, so unusual.
Yeah.
I'm making the movie Ambus. This is 50 years later.
Hmm.
It's a movie about alien invasions. You know, not good aliens either. So the subject came up. We had a break in the filming in a diner scene. I had a lot of fun making that movie. A lot of fun.
I'll bet.
And he said, "Did anybody here ever had any experience?" And I said, "Oh boy." And what? And I told him my experience. And one of the people, Richard, his name was Richard and Bonnie. I'm not going to give it. He was very active with MUFON. And I
Okay.
found out that they're archivists. You know, they keep a great archive of
Hmm.
everything. I said, "Do you remember when that was?" I said, "It had to be 1965. It was beautiful out, or we wouldn't have been out there. Would have been May or June. This is Buffalo, you know."
Yeah.
And he says, "I'll see if we got anything. If we do, I'll send it to you." I said, "Thanks." 3 days later, this onslaught of reports. At that time, it was a flap, which is a bunch of. And I said, "Wow, that's really cool." And later at my job, really interesting too. A fellow walked in and he was working with us temporarily for the day. And he looked at me and said, "Geez, you look familiar." I said, "I do." And he said, "Are you Mike?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Did you go to Maryville?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Did you see the UFO?" First thing he says to me. I said, "Oh my God,
Oh,
yes."
no.
That it knocked my father's television antenna off his house. I said, "That's it, man. That's absolutely it." So I'm telling another fellow at work about it. He says, "Yeah." He says, "I saw it. We were in Riverside, which is a suburb, and we
Mhm.
saw it. It was different. It was gold. It was up high in the sky. We were playing basketball. We stopped and looked at it." So that was really a wonderful validation that, you know, indeed I wasn't
Yeah.
making this, you know.
Absolutely amazing.
So they're
Yeah.
out there, guys. You know,
Yeah.
I never felt threatened, or you know, I never saw any windows or anything. It was just there, and then it wasn't. But I
Yeah.
can guarantee you, in 1965, we didn't have that. No way.
Yeah. Now, did you make a report to MUFON about that
Oh yeah,
sighting?
I,
Did
I,
you?
I did. It was about a 35-minute phone call, and I was
Yeah.
very happy, you know, to help them out. And I'm sure it's my name is in there. I'm sure it's logged.
Yeah.
Everything I do, you know.
Good. Yeah, I'm good friends with the Pennsylvania, with the state director of MUFON here in Pennsylvania and West Virginia. They're both real good friends of mine. And yeah, so it's, oh,
I know
okay.
it's very confidential. They don't
Yeah,
take your name, but
right,
I'm sure
right.
you'll see in May of '65 that story is logged in there. 'Cause I had no problem. Why would I lie?
Yeah.
I
Now,
told Ben Hansen that story, you know, from Fact or Faked. And we were eating lunch at or dinner at a convention. I think it was might have been Lake George, and I told him that, and he's looking at me, looking at me. Huh. I said, "What?" He said, "Well, you're not lying." You know, he was a human lie detector for the FBI. And he said,
oh,
"I'd love for you to go on camera." I listen to me. I'm on camera. I'm not looking for any publicity. I'm on camera all over the place. You can look up, you know, my name on Tubi, and you can watch a couple of
yeah,
films that I'm in there, and you know, but, or IMDb. I'm sure you looked at it. There's a lot of stuff I've done. Some religious stuff, you know.
okay.
Uh,
Wow. Now, the one you saw, it sounds like what they describe as a tic tac. Uh,
Well, it was flat
Okay.
and it was pointed at the other end. It was like a bullet. It was
Okay.
a bullet shaped thing. Yeah, it really was.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Never.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Take a
fascinating.
lie detector test if that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Hap-
Oh my. Now, have you been following the hearings, congressional hearings on?
Oh, nothing surprised me.
Yeah.
How about you? I wasn't surprised.
I following it a little bit. The most recent one, what was it? Or Monday, I think it was.
Yeah.
Monday or Tuesday. Uh, I haven't been able to watch the whole thing, but it's fascinating. I find it fascinating, the entire thing. Um, I do believe in them. I've witnessed not something as dramatic as what you did,
Mhm.
but I have seen them, and it's just amazing. Now, what do you think? What do you think they are?
I've got friends that are into this that are really big time,
Yeah.
famous, uh, cream of the crop, the biggest in the business.
Hmm.
And I'm wrong, but I don't believe the government's in cahoots with them. I really don't. I don't think that, I don't think that they're in cahoots with them. I just don't believe that. Abductions, I have a problem with, although they're here for a reason.
Yeah.
Uh, how many times have you walked out, looked at an anthill, and tried to talk to one of the ants? They got to be that far above us. They just got to be, I'm sure they're here for a reason. And, I certainly hope it's not harmful. I don't believe they're harming anyone. There's been some, like Travis Walton. I was supposed to do a panel with him, and something happened. He canceled. I was
Oh,
dying to talk to him. You remember him? He was abducted,
yes.
fire
Yeah.
in the sky. So looking
Yeah.
forward to meeting.
Oh,
He had a really horrible experience, apparently. And, I'm
yeah.
not saying what happened. He's too believable, just like Bob Lazar. He's a believable guy.
Right.
Uh, but we're on a Bigfoot show, and I'm so limited on that. The only thing I can say to your listeners out there is every fiber of my scientific mind says there's no way that a Gigantopithecus or a unknown, it's impossible. There'd be a body we'd get. And then I watched the Gimlin film, and there's no doubt in my mind that creature is real. There's no doubt in my mind that that is an unknown monstrous creature.
Hmm.
And me being a filmmaker, I couldn't make it look that good now. And this is 50 years ago, 60 years ago. I couldn't do
Yeah.
that. I mean, something's there. Something, I'm telling you. And God bless you guys. Be outspoken about it. Seriously, be outspoken. Say, you know what? I believe in Bigfoot. I'm going to look for him this weekend.
No, I know I am. I everywhere I go, I bring Bigfoot into the conversation. I don't care who I'm talking with. Uh,
Mhm.
but I talk about Bigfoot. I bring it up, and I'm trying to make it a normal part of life, that it's something like UFOs, that finally the conversation is coming into the mainstream. And that's how
Mhm.
we have to bring in Bigfoot also.
They had
Uh,
to admit it finally. They could, they had to admit it. And
mhm.
I'm sure someday they're going to say, you know what? Okay, we got a Bigfoot. Yeah, we've had it. Someday it's going to happen. No doubt in my mind. There's stuff out there you don't know about. I don't care. There is stuff out there we don't know about.
Yep, absolutely. Yes.
If you
That's
have any questions, I would love to answer. But I'm in this an hour already, and that's a long man. I can't. I don't love the sound of my own voice that much. If you have anybody who would like to ask me a question, I'd be happy to answer it.
okay. Let's see if, let me scroll through here. And there's a few people on here who say that they've seen, uh, they've seen UFOs.
Mhm.
Let me see here. Okay. Ah, okay, here. Yeah, Phyllis says she saw a UFO. Oh, she was 10 years old, and grown-ups don't believe you. You know, whenever you talk about it as a kid, if you've seen it as a kid, the grown-ups won't believe you. But at least in your experience, grown-ups saw it also.
Who is that? Phyllis Mouche Perry? Well,
Yes.
let me tell you something, Phyllis. I wonder if 500 kids would have asked the principal and the janitor if they would have believed us after seeing what we saw.
Yep.
You know what you saw. You know in your heart of hearts. My God, I doubted myself. I did. I mean, I'm telling you, it must have been a dream. You know how you favorite to get the reaffirmations later was a great thing. You
Yeah.
know, trust in yourself, believe in yourself. I mean, you know,
Right.
1967, yeah, 65 was mine, fellas. You
Okay.
know, yeah, it's something else. I'm telling you. I hope to see a Bigfoot someday. I wouldn't
Yeah.
run away. I really wouldn't. I'm 67. It's been a good run. I wouldn't run away. I wouldn't run after it, but I'd probably walk up to it and attempt to communicate. And sure, I might end up with my head 20 feet away from my body, but you know, just like a UFO. If I had another opportunity, I'm telling you, if it wants to take me, it can. I'm going to get closer. I got to look at it.
Just out of
Yep.
curiosity.
UFOs are cool. What are you doing? I thought you lost the election, Hillary. Hillary, UFOs are cool. I've seen strange things in the sky, but I'm terrified. The thought of some slimy, bug-looking creature trying to eat our heads. Just be friendly. That's all I ask about. Boy, we don't know, and that's scary. But you know what? You don't know. I doubt a bug-looking thing is here to eat our head. That probably had to travel 800,000 light years, or I can't imagine it with its antenna trying to operate. You know, something that sophisticated. You know, does it look like us? Does it look like the Greys that they claim? Who knows? Who knows? There's something there.
Yeah.
You know what I thought for the longest time? I said, you know, is it possible that we're having a time slip? There's just a little window that's
Okay.
breaking, and we're looking at a Northwest Airlines shuttle in the year 2600. You know,
Okay.
or you're in the woods and you got a break in time, and you are indeed looking at a
Mhm.
prequel Magnon Man or a Gigantopithecus, or you're on the lake and you see that. Maybe you're looking at a plesiosaur from 600 million. You know, you're never going to know. You're
Right.
truly never going to know. And
Yeah.
thank God we have that mystery. There's something we're not.
That is yeah, it's good to have a mystery.
It is. Well, that's interesting, Patty. A round-shaped steel ball floating through the wood, not an orb. That's pretty scary too. My
Yeah,
wife
she
had experience also with a UFO, so she doesn't doubt me for a second. But
okay, let's see
listen,
here.
it's been an. I want you to know that I'm grateful for the time. I hope I don't seem like a know-it-all, because I certainly am not. Uh, I'm a curious at all more than anything, and I wanted to thank you for showing me such warmth. Glad I got to know you.
Yeah,
You can
same here.
sound like Blink are in tandem with either one or many that are not. As a matter of fact, someone just after dark tonight normal does. Hillary, that's kind of spooky. I don't know where you live. That's
Yeah.
kind of spooky.
I think Hillary is in West Virginia.
Oh, cool. That's another beautiful. A lot of paranormal stuff out there.
Yeah.
There is. It really and truly is. A lot of movies being made there, too. A lot of big time movies being made.
Oh yeah.
The least movies being made now is Hollywood and California. The least. They're being made all over the place now.
Oh, here's a new one, a new member, Dragons Incorporated. hello. I met you guys. Hello, dragons. I don't know.
Hi,
Probably.
Dragon. Are they dragons?
Okay, and here Michael used to go to the MUFON meetings. Oh, okay, he's in Alabama.
Wow, that's really cool. That's cool.
Wow,
There's
yeah,
something there, guys. It just doesn't matter. Now the government's coming forward on it. That's wonderful.
yeah, it really is. I truly do not see them coming up with Bigfoot um, like they are with the UFOs. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot about the UFOs. I doubt that they'll release it all. I truly do, and I don't. That's why I don't think they'll come out acknowledging Bigfoot because there's just too many other things going on that people would either panic at or just certain things, you know, regarding both of them. In my humble opinion. Let's
Well,
see.
you know, that's exciting. Something we'll have to look out for. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, Phyllis, we just stood there. No one said a word, but when it left, you were screaming. Okay. And you were 10 years old whenever you saw this, Phyllis. Wow.
I'd have been
Wow.
screaming too. I just didn't
Yeah.
have the time or really the knowledge of what it was.
Okay. And Patrick, he saw a school bus
There you
size
go,
one,
Patrick. That's pretty close to what I saw. Mine was bullet shaped.
a power plant in North Carolina. Wow.
Mary, I am going to have to call it a night, but I want you to know how much I truly appreciated the time and the chat with the guests, and you're a wonderful person.
Oh, thank you. And
We'll do it again later.
yeah, I appreciate you coming on and joining us and answering questions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And anytime you want to come back on, if to talk about, you know, one of your movies or something
Well,
else
thank you.
going on with you, come
I've
on
got a
and join.
big project starting in the spring, and I'll let you know about it. Okay.
Yes,
All
wonderful.
right. You have a great night, and God bless.
God bless you. Thank you.
Keep up the fight. See you later.
Will do.
Bye.
All right. And thank you to Mike. He joined the group, I think, fairly recently. I forgot to ask him. And yeah, we're going to have him back on. It's unfortunate he didn't have enough time to spend because you know us guys, yeah, we're on here for a couple hours. But I don't know if anyone else wants to come on, I can put out the link. You know, talk about your UFO experience. A lot of people will always. Okay. A lot of people always think the UFOs are military. Yeah. I don't remember being abducted, but something made me so weird. Oh wow. Well, you know, there's who was it? Barney, that couple from back in the 50s. Barney, I can't remember their names, but they experienced amnesia, you know, time loss. You never know. It's like getting hit with infrasound by the Bigfoot. You know, your body goes through something. You know, it's a physiological experience. Short of a take me to your leader situation, as long as we don't see occupants. Yeah. One of these days, I'm going to have to tell you guys about what I've experienced with what I've seen with the UFOs and what I possibly saw of a actual alien. And I can't even say categorically if I did actually see one. Yeah, we're talking UFOs tonight. Yeah. Yeah, because, even though we're a Bigfoot organization, I run this podcast as pretty much a free-for-all. We'll talk about anything. We'll talk about any of the cryptids, UFOs. I kind of don't care to get into the ghost, because for me as a Christian, that just goes too much into things that I don't want to touch. We can talk about it if you want to, but I'm not going to participate very much in it. Okay, how far am I from West Virginia? We are maybe an hour from from what would you call the thumb, I guess, that juts up in between Ohio and Pennsylvania. Moundsville is maybe an hour. But I do have relatives in Morgantown. I've got hillbilly cousins up in the mountains. And I've spoken about them a few times. True hillbillies, true blue hillbillies. And my mom, she's buried up there in the mountains, West Virginia mountains, that she loved so much. That's where she wanted to go, and that's where we buried her, up in her West Virginia mountains. Almost heaven. She always said her car would never turn north, because I would always ask her to come up here to visit, and she said, for some reason my car just won't turn north. It always goes south. But yeah, Hillary, I hope you can come camping with us sometime. Whenever I do, whenever I, announce where we're going, look it up on the map, please. Please come. Any of you, everyone's welcome. Okay, you've spent time in Moundsville. Yeah, I went to Moundsville. I went to the prison. I didn't go on the ghost tour, though, but there was ghost activity on our tour. It was interesting. We were getting pelted with debris and different things. They have canvas hanging from the ceilings to catch rocks and different things that the prior inmates keep throwing from the upper tiers. And some of it was going past the canvas and coming down. Fascinating place. It's a fascinating prison. Let me think. My great uncle was a prison guard there back in 1901. Yeah, I'm used to driving long distance also. My sister and I, we drove. We drove the what was it? It took a total of about 21 hours out to Oklahoma, but we stopped twice to take short naps, maybe hour and a half naps. And this was in southern Oklahoma. But wonderful time. Oh my God. I've spoken about it here, but no, we we'll open up the campouts, to everyone. So please, get on the group, and whenever I announce where we're going, come on, please come, all of you. We don't get enough people taking advantage of these. The last one that we had was at Tracy Ridge. Now that was the one that Patty was talking about earlier, where she'll start the night in her tent, but end up in the morning in her truck. Yeah, that particular campground that turned out pretty interesting. Oh, okay, Phyllis. Oh, cool. Yeah, your late husband was from Pittsburgh. Long drive from Mississippi Gulf Coast. Yeah, that is. Long way. Long way. Beautiful area down there, though. We traveled through there many, many moons ago. And I hope to go back, visit with Greg and Pat and Joe. Okay, you're a car camper, Hillary. Cool, yeah. Kumbo, yeah, in Alabama, Greg, and all the guys from Alabama. I want to make a long loop, go down, maybe visit with Victoria over in North Carolina, and just circle on down around, visit some friends in Tennessee, going down, straight down from there to Alabama, and across to Mississippi, Louisiana, up to Arkansas, over to Oklahoma, up to Missouri, visit with some friends there, and come straight back across Indiana, stop with some friends there, Ohio, just so many places. Yes, road trip booger tour. Yes, holy crap, yeah. That would be an awesome Bigfoot tour. Yes. Hey, Todd, you want to come on? Let me post a link for you here. But yeah, Bigfoot tour. You'll go if we protect you. Oh, you're cooking dinner. Okay, well, the link is there for anyone who feels like they want to come on and talk about Bigfoot, Dogman, Mothman, Goatman, UFOs. Yeah, fellas, come on and talk about what you saw. Yeah, everyone's interested. Let's just make this about UFOs this evening. Or Patty. Yeah, come on and click on that link. Oh, you're shy. Oh, I know. Well, maybe someday. Maybe someday you can come on. You'll fill up to it. Rent one of those tour buses. we'd have to have room in that tour bus for all of our tents. And I'm sure there's a few people who wouldn't want to sleep in a tent. They just sleep in their seat in the tour bus. I can't imagine the smell of the bathroom in the back of the bus, if it has one. Not all of them do. You've got a CDL. Oh, you can be the bus driver, Michael. Yeah. Hillary. Oh, crap. That's funny. Yeah, my husband has a CDL also, but I don't think he'd want to be. No, that would be about the last thing he'd want to do is haul a bunch of rowdy Bigfooters on a multi-state tour. That would be torture, pure torture for him. I love him too much to put him through that. Touring over to Oregon, yes. I'll stay far, far away from California. But Oregon, I will set aside my bias and go to Oregon. Yeah, Oregon, I've got a couple friends. Well, I don't know. The one friend, I think she may have passed away. She moved from Pennsylvania out to Oregon to open up an antique shop. But yeah. Well, once we hit up Missouri, we'll head on west on 70, and maybe jump on up to South Dakota and Seawall Drugstore and Devil's Tower and the Badlands, Montana, to visit with, go say hi to Duke at World Bigfoot Radio. You want to go to Bluff Creek, Ape Canyon site, and the Blaylock Ranch. Woohoo! Devil's Tower is a big old tree. I don't know. I've heard different things about that. Who knows? Yeah, Duke Sullivan. Yeah, he and I are good friends. We used to talk all the time. Oh my goodness, all the time. But he got off of Facebook, and we kind of. I haven't spoken with him. Well, just little bits here and there. But yeah, Duke's a good guy. He'll pop on here every so often. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Oh, you grew up near Bluff Creek. Oh, cool. Very cool. California, Oregon, Washington are beautiful states. It's too bad that the major cities out there are turning them into hellscapes. Yeah, which is why I truly have no interest in going into California. Just stepping into that state. I don't like to lose my freedom, and I just and I know there are probably 85% of the state are good people. It's just that remnant that is ruining the state, unfortunately. Yeah. And I guess it's the same with Oregon also. It's just, bad apples, a few bad apples over in Portland. I used to work for a company, an anesthesiology group, that their main office was in Corvallis. And They were always asking me to come on out, to fly on out. This is back in, when did I work there? That was the late 90s. Who, Duke? Yeah, we haven't seen much of Duke lately. I don't know. I don't catch his show anymore either. I don't know how to get on. John does all that technical stuff. Yeah. Very cool, David, that you grew up near Bluff Creek. Very cool. Oh, and Phyllis, you live near Yosemite. Man, amazing. Amazing. Where did I live near whenever I was young? Almost heaven, West Virginia. I lived near West Virginia. Not in West Virginia, just near it, still in Pennsylvania. But no, I lived near Forbes National Forest. There we go. And the Sarah B. Cochran Mansion. Ooh, Phyllis, you're an Air Force brat. Oh, cool. So you moved around quite a bit, huh? Phyllis, I need to learn to use commas. Yeah. Yeah, commas sometimes come in handy to make sense out of a sentence. Wow, Yosemite. Yeah, I'd love to go there someday. I almost had the chance to go to Yellowstone, and because I was dating a guy who lived in Colorado Springs, and he was too cheap to take me up Pikes Peak, but because it cost $20 to drive up there apparently, but you know, we still went up in the mountains. Beautiful area though. I loved the mountains. It was gorgeous there. Your brain goes faster than your fingers do. Yeah. Let your fingers do the talking. Remember that old commercial? Went through Willow Creek when in California back in 2016. Unfortunately, construction. I gotta sit up here. Oh, I'm slouching. Let's see. Went through Willow Creek when in California back in 2016. Unfortunately, construction work on the highway kept delaying us, and the Bigfoot Museum closed before you got there. I don't blame you for being bummed. Yeah, wow. Never been west of Joplin, Missouri. Yep, Missouri. Lived in Pueblo. Oh, cool. And Pikes Peak is awesome. Snowed on you in July. Yeah. I remember my dad traveling through there and showing photos of, snow in July. Amazing. You live 50 miles from Bluff Creek as the crow flies. That's cool, Dave. Wow. Yep, misery. I dated a guy back in my single days in, what's the name of that? The same city that Rush Limbaugh is from in Missouri. Yeah, my single days. I dated a lot, yeah. After my divorce and before Lou. Cape Girardeau, that's right. Yes. Yep. Dated a guy from there. Went through a couple of long distance dating from the online dating apps. Back in the early days of Match.com. Let's see. You love near Columbia, Missouri. Home of Lambert's Throwed Rolls. Interesting. I will have to look those up. What are Lambert's Throwed Rolls? I was I was breaking hearts all across. Michael, I will have to tell you the truth. It was worldwide. That's what all I can say. long distance marriage. It's a restaurant that throws rolls at you. Okay. Is that sort of like the soup Nazi up in New York City? You have one on the coast also. The restaurant that they throw rolls at you. I am going to have to look that up, Phyllis. That intrigues me, although, yeah, no soup for you. Although I don't relish the thought of having, going into a restaurant to eat and having food thrown at me. They don't try to hit you. Well, I would hope not. or are the rolls for you to catch? They throw them for you to catch. That would be entertaining. Sort of like a Japanese, where they call it the hibachi, where they chop up the food right in front of you and they pick it up on their knife and they toss it in the air for you to catch it. Yummy rolls. That sounds like fun. Now, where's that restaurant at? Lambert's. And it's just called Lambert's. Yeah, you're going to have to tell us where it's at, Phyllis. Vape. City and state. Dreaming about those rolls. Yeah, she's dreaming. Oh, where my boyfriend? Which one? Cape Girardeau or Colorado Springs or God, I can't even remember where all they were from. Okay. Cape Girardeau. Okay. All right. Interesting. Well, whenever we're on our road trip, we'll have to stop there. We'll have to make a point, Phyllis. You make sure you remind us to stop at Lambert's and have some rolls thrown at us. And what am I doing for my anniversary? Well, last night, Lou and I, we drove. We had reservations. We had dinner reservations at a restaurant in Pittsburgh, Station Square, Pittsburgh. A restaurant called Texas de Brazil. It's one of those Argentinian restaurants where the gauchos, the little gauchos, they'll walk around. We're going to cuddle later. Oh, yeah. The gauchos walk around at everyone's table, and they have meat on a skewer. And if you want a slice of meat, they'll slice it directly off the meat on the skewer onto your plate. And, a whole bunch of them, they just walk around table to table offering, and it's all you can eat. Plus there's a soup and salad bar with all kinds of side dishes, and it's very good. Big Brazilian steak. Well, unfortunately, Patty, we were almost into Pittsburgh, almost. And then apparently there was a car accident because traffic backed up about, I don't know, maybe 5 miles out of the city. And it was like, we'll never make it in time. So we called and changed our reservations for Sunday. And we went to Cracker Barrel because right where we were stopped, there was an exit. And off the exit, there was a Cracker Barrel. So I love Cracker Barrel. So we ate dinner at Cracker Barrel. And then tonight I ordered delivery from a pizza place because the food that I had planned just didn't work out. And so we'll go to Texas de Brazil on Sunday. We made dinner reservations for them because the traffic hopefully shouldn't be too bad on Sunday. And so we'll see. We've been there before. Yeah, meat on the skewer. It's they've got whole big cuts of meat on, that they roast, on a rotisserie. And it's so good. It's not only beef, they've got pork and chicken, lamb, and they just slice it off. They'll slice off however much you want. Like I said, it's all you can eat. It's a little pricey, but it's not as pricey as some of the big steakhouses. Some of those, like what is it called? Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. To me, that is just way too expensive. You can get a steak there. I think they start at $100. What do you have with it? Well, They've got the salad bar, and on the salad bar there's side dishes also. There's vegetables and uh, cheeses, and there's soups. They have lobster bisque soup, and every time I go, I could fill up on that soup. I could eat soup every day though. I love soup. You'll fix me a steak and only charge $50. Yeah, yeah. My husband is really good at. He's in charge of the grill. You even sing and dance. Dinner and a show. Cool. Very cool. Your late husband was from New Kensington. Oh, wow. Hillary, that's funny. Soup is good food. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree, Patty. There ain't no way. Ain't no way. Just way too expensive. Um, whoops. Yeah, my husband, he's really good at making steaks on the grill and burgers. He has a time to perfection where it's not dry and perfectly done. And I'll have to get him to sing too. He uh, he'll sing. No, shh, don't tell anyone, okay? Promise me, don't tell anyone. But whenever he sings to me, he'll sing along with Barry White. Now you remember Barry White, you know, that really deep voice, and I can't remember the name of the songs, but look him up, and he'll Lou. He's not a singer, but oh, love it. You'd rather eat at home. I love to cook, and I'm always trying new recipes. Yeah, yeah, Barry White. Barry White is baby making music. Oh my, yes. Yep. My lips are sealed. Yeah, Hillary, I love to cook also, but not every day. I Good to see you. Good to see you, Victoria. Glad you popped in here. Yeah, I love looking at new recipes and oh, okay. Hey, welcome, Can Squatch. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. You work in a restaurant kitchen. Oh, work in a restaurant kitchen and you'll never eat out again. Oh, I know. I've heard enough about yeah, 'cause my daughter, well, both my daughter and my son have worked. Hillary. Boo chicka wow wow. uh yeah, I know. Yeah, no. Lou can sing Barry White. Lou sings off key. And I just love to hear him sing off key to Barry White. To me, that's just uh, better than Barry White all by himself. He'd be embarrassed as all heck to see we're having this conversation. So, guys, what's oh, okay, there you go. You see, there's Sinead. Today is our 20th anniversary, Hillary. It's our 20th anniversary. Corky has a Bigfoot named Barry White. I can figure which one it was. Yeah. Yeah, Lou and I met early 2004. And he proposed to me. Well, we met in person. We met online and through one of the dating sites. And we met in person in May 2004. He proposed to me just a few months later, and we got married, of course, in November 2004. So it was, we both knew. No wasting time. Lou had never married before me. He was waiting for the right one to come along, and I was married before for 28 years and divorced in 2000. Was single for those 4 years. And met quite a few very nice gentlemen, and but none of them were right. And that's what you have to do. I knew I wasn't going to compromise again. I knew, number one, he had to be a man of Christian faith, deep Christian faith. That was number one. And a few other criteria after that, but no, God blessed. He blessed me, and he blessed Lou. But yeah, oh, sorry, Phyllis. Sorry to hear that. But whenever God, also believes in Bigfoot, well, I don't think Lou even thought about Bigfoot before he met me. And it wasn't until, he had the house in Beaver County, and I moved into his house, and there was Bigfoot activity at the house, and he didn't have a clue. He did not have a clue. And the thing is, before we married, I warned him. I warned him to, I said, expect the unexpected with me. And that's about all I said. And hey, he took me on. Oh, no, Lou didn't know what he was in for, that's for sure. He's still with me, though. God bless him. Hillary, your only criteria was a pulse. God sent you this Bigfoot guy. Yeah, you know, it's strange how, um, and I think, this is what upsets me the most about, whenever people talk to me and tell me about what they've experienced with Bigfoot, and then they tell me that their wife or their husband, their brothers, their sisters, their parents make fun of them. They laugh at them for, whenever they try to talk to them about, what they've experienced. And to be honest, I just cannot fathom that total lack of support from the most important people in your life. I honestly cannot fathom that. And I'm trying to fight against that. I think this is the main reason why I want to bring Bigfoot into public conversation, that it's, yeah, Mary and Bigfoot comes with me. John is your soulmate. Oh, God bless you, Phyllis. You went into it with an open mind. God bless you. Your spouse, your siblings, your parents, your friends, your closest best friends never should make fun of you whenever you share something like that, and it's hard, it's hard for me to hear it. I've had too many people come to me crying, tears in their eyes, crying, both men and women, telling me about what they've suffered, about the ridicule that they've gone through from their family, from their friends. And it's, I don't want that to happen. Let's bring this into the mainstream conversation. Let's, okay, UFOs finally are making it out there. More people are talking about UFOs. Let's do that with Bigfoot also. I don't care if the government officially acknowledges Bigfoot. In fact, I prefer that they not. And I truly believe that they won't, for different reasons. And I think I've gone over this before, that primarily because of their DNA. I think that that's the number one reason. Everybody says, oh, because of logging and this and that and so on. But it's their DNA. The fact that they have human DNA, that they have possible Nephilim, and okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading the comments on here, and I lost track of what I was saying. Yeah, I've already spoken about the Nephilim connection, and what I call Nephilim. I'm saying Nephilim is more of a generic term rather than definitive. That they have Nephilim DNA. They have Nephilim-like DNA. I don't know exactly, because I don't know. I was reading. I want to send away for this book, where they describe all the, and I'm thinking it's like around 700 different, what you would call angelic entities from not only the Bible, but from different ancient texts. Yeah, I've got to send away for that book. Let me see if I can. I may have it on my Amazon list. Let me take a quick look here. Okay. That's not it. Let's see. Oh, here it is. I'll open it up. It's called, I don't see if you can, and it's so much glare on there. Okay. There we go. It's called Cherubim Chariots, Exploring the Extra-Dimensional Hypothesis by Josh Peck, P-E-C-K. Cherubim Chariots. This was recommended by someone else. I'm going to put it on my Amazon wish list. Let's see. Let's scroll down here. I've got about, there we go. Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project, Bigfoot shopping list. So if anyone is interested in donating, thank you, Phyllis, to the show, to the organization, to further our research, go down into the description, of the podcast. I have various links there. There's a link there for the Amazon, the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project wish list, basically, where there's different types of gear, and I really need to put that audio recorder on that list. Hillary, thank you so much for joining us. You got to call your grandbabies before 9:30, tell them a story. Love you too, Hillary. Thank you so much for joining. We're not going to be on here for very much longer. But good night, and we'll see next week, next Wednesday. Is our last show of the month. Now, don't forget, that'll be our giveaway night. So make sure you join us next week, next Wednesday. Remember, the last show of the month, it's always our giveaway, our thank you to our fans giveaway show. So see you next week. But anyway, yeah. In the description, I've got a link to our Amazon wish list. So if you feel like donating, yes, 7:30. Yes, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, Patrick Noble. You know what it is, Phyllis? It's Abby or Patrick. Those are the two. For some reason, Abby or Greg wins it, and Patrick. Now we'll see. I don't know what the prize will be. I may give you a choice again, for what you want. Let me think. Either the book, or wait a minute. I may be out of copies of my book, so I won't be able to send an autographed copy. So that may wait until the December one. I'm going to have to send away unless I dig. I may have more copies. If I do have more copies of my book, I'll offer that. But otherwise, I have t-shirts, those hoodies, the big, magnets to put on your car. What else do I have? I've got a bunch of different gear here that I can pack up. All kinds of, just different things that I've collected. Still brand new, still in the package. You want the Trump hat? Sorry. Yes, I know. Those are mine. Mine. Yeah, I know, Patty. Love the magnets. But we'll see. Yeah, there's a button there for, there's a link in the description. You can purchase the book. It won't be autographed, but you can purchase it directly from Amazon. There's a donation, just plain donation, stingy. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not giving up my Trump hat. Sorry. Mine. Can't think, but take a look through the description below. And, if you feel it in your heart, check out the links. And it's anything and everything is very much appreciated. And I do appreciate you guys. And tell you what, it's almost 20 after 9. So, let's end this here. Again, I appreciate all of you so much. You're all good friends. Yeah, Phyllis, we got to talk sometime. Yeah. But okay, guys, we'll see you next Wednesday for our fan appreciation show. Same time, same channel, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. Thank you, Robert. You have a good night. God bless. Love you all. Hit that thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, click on that subscribe button and get on the group and chat. We'll talk to you on the group itself. And anyone who wants to send me a private message, get on Facebook, send me a private message. We can chat. I can give you my phone number and we can chat. But good night. God bless you all. And if you have a prayer request, send me a message and we'll say a prayer. But love you all. God bless. Monkey Wench out.